Welcome, Fade to Black breaking news for this Monday, April 7th, 2025. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. All right, kicking off a brand new week here on Fade to Black and an exciting week. And let's get straight to it. I love it when we kick off a brand new week. And I always say, this is the best week ever. And that's what we do every single week, year after year, here on Fade to Black. Because this week on Fade to Black tonight, Ella LeBain is with us. We're going to be talking about UFOs and the end of times. Tomorrow night, Richard Vogt is back with us, Osiris and DMT. Wednesday night, right? Check this out. Mireya Meyer is with us, and we're going to talk about her work as a doctor, right? Searching for Bigfoot. And then Thursday, Stephen Bassett is with us. We're going to be talking about the Hollywood Disclosure Alliance. So we've got an amazing week coming up here on Fade to Black. And I also have 4 major events starting in 3 weeks. That's right, 3 weeks away from the Contact Modalities XPO. That is May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 2025, Delavan, Wisconsin, at Delavan Lake. Then I come back here for Contact in the Desert. That is May 29th through June 2nd, right here in Palm Springs, California. Then I go to South America, to Peru, with Brian Forrester for the Inca celebration of the sun. And that is June 17th through the 27th, 2025. We have a second tour coming up in November. Get signed up for that. The links are below. And then I head out east for the PSI Games. That's right. The Psychic Olympics, August 1st through the 3rd, 2025 in Charlottesville, Virginia. All right. We had an amazing weekend here in Southern California. The weather, like we left winter overnight and came straight into summer. Yeah, because this weekend, it warmed up. Yeah, we had 70s here, which meant a couple things. I could ride my Harley, but also I cleaned out the garage. And I took the time, I unpacked boxes that haven't been opened in years, moving boxes where you just don't unpack. You move and they just sit. So I opened up, cleaning out the garage. And I found a few things, and I'm going to share a couple with you right now. Pretty interesting. I didn't know that I had. First up, a Fender custom shop commemorative tin holding guitar picks. Never opened it. Well, I did Saturday. It's still full of Fender custom shop guitar picks. 20 years old. 20 years I've had this. Think about that. But I've got one better, as only I can do here on the, this is where my head is at on breaking news. Is this a pair of scissors, a pair of high quality hair scissors? I bought these in 1994. Now think about that. These scissors have been with me for 31 years. I remember buying them in Sherman Oaks, and they're still with me. Now, are these antiques? Right? Are these antiques? 31 years. And it's so funny. I found them and I went, I remember these. So I'm showing them to you. There you go. Beautiful weekend today. It's 77 degrees outside right now as I speak. So as soon as I get done with the news, I get to treat myself after a very busy morning with a ride on my Harley. Let's get to it. On this day in history, 1961, check this out. President John F. Kennedy sends a letter to Congress to preserve the ancient temples and historic monuments in Egypt on this day in 1961. Here's your fader fact. I didn't know this. Lord Byron kept a bear in his college dorm because dogs weren't allowed on the Trinity College campus. That's how you buck the system. That's how you protest. You bring a bear into your dorm room. Awesome. Let's get to the breaking news. Lots of breaking news today. Thank you, Renee. On one of the industry's leading large language models has passed the Turing test. In a new preprint study awaiting peer review, researchers report that in a three-party version of the Turing test, in which participants chat with a human and an AI at the same time and then evaluate which one is which, OpenAI's Chat GPT 4.5 model was deemed to be human 73% of the time when it was instructed to adopt a persona. That's significantly higher than a random chance of 50%. And that should scare the crap out of you. Teslas seem to excel at one thing, just one thing: mowing down motorcyclists and killing them. Tesla has logged 5 motorcycle fatalities in the past 3 years, the only self-driving vehicle manufacturer to do so. Oh, oh. Live radio sneeze. Summer has arrived. In the 5 fatal cases, the Tesla sustained some kind of front-end impact, meaning the self-driving software is failing to register motorcyclists before it's too late. Motorcyclists that are in front of them. That's because they are ramming them from behind. That's right, and killing them. I'm going to avoid Teslas at all costs, front, back, and side. The Egyptian Grand Museum will have its official grand opening this July 3rd, 2025. Seems like we've been waiting forever for this. All galleries, all 12, will be open to the public for the first time, and that includes the boat. About 3,770 years ago, that's right, 4 millennia, a disgruntled trader named Nani fired off a litany of woes about a transaction gone awry, giving a piece of his mind to the allegedly unscrupulous merchant, a fellow Babylonian by the name of Nasur. Now, check this out. Are you ready? Though this all took place in the ancient city of Ur, in what is in modern day Iraq, of course, the complaint resonates with modern consumers with claims of shady financial dealings, low quality product, and a serious lack of customer service. So much so, actually, that the complaint letter enjoys a Guinness World Record as the world's oldest, and Nanny's grievances from 4 millennia ago are nothing new. A British startup called Pulsar Fusion has come up with a wild new concept for nuclear fusion power space rockets that it claims could significantly cut down the time it takes to travel to Mars in half. Pulsar Fusion Sunbird rocket uses the power of nuclear fusion, the same process that powers stars, all of it for its propulsion. They hope to achieve fusion in orbit for the first time in 2027. We shall see, and I'll keep you posted. Well, TikTok has had its life extended to find a non-Chinese buyer or face a ban in the United States, getting 75 more days to find a solution. The new 75-day delay pushes the deadline to June 19th, 2025. And finally, I'll leave you with this. A study from Zeev Volkovich and Renata Avros titled comprehension of the Shakespeare authorship question through deep imposter's approach, end quote, decided to see if a deep neural network could do what centuries of scholars could not: conclusively identify works attributed to, but not written by, William Shakespeare. Check this out. When Shakespeare's works were run through the convolutional neural network, or CNN, not the news network, but a neural network, a staggering 15 titles were placed into cluster one, or the imposters. Those included The Merry Wives of Windsor, The Tragedy of Antony and Cleopatra, and A Midsummer Night's Dream. Heresy. Well, this is William. It's old stuff, and we'll probably never know. He may not even be a real person, but probably 90% of new stuff published on Amazon right now, today, is AI. Now, run that stuff through the convolutional neural network and check the results. That's right. There's going to have to be a new cluster 3. Works created by ChatGPT. Seriously. There you go. There's all the Fade to Black breaking news that you need for this Monday, April 7th, 2025. And that includes my sneeze. Breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church, and tonight on Fade to Black, Ella LeBain is with us. We're going to be talking about UFOs and the end of times. But for now, all I've got is Go Beckley Teppy.